everybody, and welcome back to my channel. You probably noticed that the introduction was pretty different from my usual videos here on YouTube. And yeah, it is pretty unusual for me too, because I'm trying to experiment with a new format here. So I decided to bring a little bit more life in my channel, and yeah, it's going to be some sort of artist vlog type of video or something like this. As a viewer myself on YouTube, I find life related vlogging type of videos very calming and relaxing. I love such kind of videos from other artists, from other creators, and yeah, that is something that has been on my mind for a long time. I believe there's one thing that stopped me from making such videos was some sort of strange inner voice that kept telling me that I have nothing to share, I have nothing to film, blah blah blah, your life is boring and you have nothing to show to people. And my other more adequate part, my more adequate voice kept telling to me, are you crazy, Olga? You have a lot of things to share with people. You live in a very beautiful place. You see a lot of things around you, a very beautiful nature. And I also want to share a lot of art related things to you, some sort of more behind the scenes things. And yeah, I believe that majority of my more life-related videos will be focused around nature, walks, and different types of art we're going to do together. And yeah, I think it might be pretty interesting and fascinating to film and to watch. I hope so. By the way, since it is a new format for me, it would be nice to see your comments, whether you like this format or not. Should I keep going with this format and, I don't know, enhance it somehow? So yeah, any of your feedback can be very valuable for me. Well, it feels a little bit strange to talk about some personal stuff right off the bat, but yeah, I will try. About an hour ago, I came back from a consultation with an accountant, and I don't remember the last time I felt such stupid. Honestly, it was horrible. I don't know, Portuguese taxation, tax system, it drives me crazy, and it is not that obvious, it is not very simple. It seems to me that I have more questions at the end of the consultation than I had before it. Yeah, adult life is difficult, and yeah, all in all, I think I will figure it out somehow. Also, a couple of days ago, I ordered a wireless microphone. Finally, I will not struggle with the sound quality in my videos, and I'm super excited about getting it, but probably it will arrive in, I don't know, 2 weeks. If you live in Madeira, you should be ready for very long deliveries. and even Amazon delivery is very long. So yeah, now I'm just waiting. Because yeah, it turned out it is a very essential thing, because the sound from my camera is horrible, and the sound from my phone is pretty good, but I need to keep it near my mouth all the time, and it is not very comfortable to do something, using my two hands. So yeah, I think this wireless microphone will make my filming process a little bit easier. So what we're going to do today, I'm going to scan some of my sketchbook spreads, and I want also to edit them in Photoshop and Procreate, and that is what I'm going to show to you, and I will try to explain my editing process. So yeah, stay tuned if you're interested in this. So here is my scanned image, and the first step to do is to check its quality. I just would like to zoom it in and to check all the details. And if it is sharp enough, it is great. I will put it into Photoshop as first step. And the first thing I need to do is to adjust it a little bit, and I go to levels adjustment, and I basically work with contrast mostly. So now it looks saturated enough and contrast enough, and the main thing at this point is to get rid of this line from the sketchbook. And I think that partly I will remove it here in Photoshop, and partly I will do it in Procreate. In Procreate I will try to correct these areas where the images are crossing this line, and to keep texture I will use a stamp instrument. If I'm not mistaken, it is called like this. Yeah, it is stamp. So I adjusted the contrast levels in Photoshop, and now my scanned picture looks much more saturated and vibrant. And I also removed this line. I wanted initially to leave paper texture, but I just, in time I just realized that it doesn't look very well, so I decided to clean up my white space by using Dodge instrument. I'm not sure if I pronounce it correct. Now you can see that my background is almost white. It doesn't have any texture in it. I'm also sorry if you see a reflection. Well, now I think it is better. I didn't want to lose natural lighting, but yeah. Now you can see that here is a line crossing my picture, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my textured brush from Flaming Brushes set. It is my brush set, which I love so much. I use it all the time in my work, and mostly I create my digital illustrations using these brushes, but I also use them to adjust my traditional paintings, and now you can see how I'm going to do it. So to make my digital brush strokes to look more realistic, I always use a noise layer over my layer with digital brush strokes, so it works perfect for me. all the time. That is basically what I'm going to do throughout the whole illustration, throughout the whole sketch. I don't want to dive too deep into details because all in all I want it to stay, look messy like a sketch, but in some critical areas, of course, I will correct some areas a little bit. I've just realized that I haven't mentioned a very important thing, that you can find my textured brush set on my Patreon. And if you don't want to join my Patreon, you can buy the brushes separately in a shop section. And they are pretty cheap, so yeah, you can check them out. Unfortunately, I have to use my camera sound. I'm sorry, it is not very good, I know. So, because I need two hands to show you these beautiful notebooks with my illustrations on them. These are notebooks from my collaboration with denik or denik company. I'm not sure. Not sure how to pronounce it correctly. I collabed them, I don't know, probably 2 or 3 months ago, but only last week I received a box with my samples, and yeah, you can see that I even haven't unpacked majority of these notebooks because I got, I don't know, a lot of them. Probably, yeah, it will be enough for me for the rest of my life. So yeah, let's unpack some of them together, and I will show them to you a little bit closer. They have a very nice soft touch cover, and yeah, the illustration is printed in a very good way. I love it so much. If you'd like to get a copy of a notebook with my illustration, you can check them out on denik website. I will leave a link in the description. I have started painting this canvas about a year ago and I just abandoned it. I don't know, for some reason it was a little bit difficult for me to keep going with this painting, but I'm going to keep working on it today, and I'm not sure if I finish it, but at least I will have some progress with this painting. I started painting this canvas after death of Alexei Navalny, and I was inspired by a photo that I saw from his funerals. If you don't know, just a couple of words, who is this man? Alexei Navalny was the most popular, the most famous opposition leader, the leader of Russian opposition, political opposition, and about a year ago he died in prison, in Russian prison. So on the day of his funerals, a lot of people came to say goodbye to him. A lot of people came to his grave, even though it was pretty dangerous because current political situation in Russia is very, I don't know, repressive, and yeah, it is some sort of dictatorship. So, and surprisingly, on the day of Alexei Navalny's funerals, a lot of people came to his grave and a lot of people brought flowers. And I remember that I saw a photo of his grave, which by probably the middle of the day was already covered with so many flowers. It was like a huge pile of flowers. There were no grave visible, only flowers. And there was only cross on the top of this pile of flowers. And I just remember that this picture impressed me so much that it kind of reflected in my mind. So I decided that I need to paint something inspired by this picture. I will attach it somewhere here. I will show it to you if I find it. So yeah, basically here we have a pile of dead flowers, and I also want to put a tiny cross on the top. And yeah, that's going to be the painting. By the way, if you'd like to know a little bit more about his personality, about his activity, what he did in Russia, etc., you can watch a documentary which is called Navalny. If I'm not mistaken, last year it even got Oscar award, or 2 years ago, I don't remember clearly. And also recently his wife released his autobiography. It is a book called Patriot. I even saw it in Madeira's tiny airport, so it is probably published in so many different languages, and I even saw it in Portuguese. So yeah, if you're interested, you can check this out. You know, guys, recently I was trying to reflect a little bit on why I create art, why I like to create art so much. I think I needed it to do because I'm one step close to some sort of creative burnout, and finding core values usually help me a lot. And you know, I was thinking about a little bit about my childhood, and since being a child I like to create art. But besides this, I don't know, it was a pretty normal, usual thing that your parents tried to put you in so many different activities as possible, like dancing, singing, swimming, different types of sports, tennis, etc. And I truly tried a lot of things when I was a child, and I'm very, very thankful to my parents that I know what it is to, to be very into some sort of sport and etc. But besides trying different activities, my favorite one was always were always my drawing classes. And I think I found a reason, now being an adult, besides knowing that art helps me to relax, to feel better, probably even to feel a little bit not in this world, to be out of this world. It helps me to create my own worlds with my imagination. Besides these values, there is one more very important thing, and I was very surprised when I kind of discovered it. For example, I loved sport. I loved different types of sport so much when I was a child, but I always quitted at the moment when I had to compete, I hated competition. I hated to perform. And one more example, I liked my singing classes. It was very nice. I liked to sing, but every time it was close to a concert, to a performance, oh my god, it was a nightmare for me. I just couldn't stand all types of competitions and performances. And the only one place where I didn't have it were my art classes. The only one thing that I remember is that by the end of the class, you just need to show what you created. And there were no, very strict marks. There were no like, you created this good, you created this bad. There were no evaluation in general, and I felt very relaxed because of this. I know that it might sound very unrealistic, but I remember that when I was a child, every time when I knew that a competition, for example, will happen, some sort of competition in anything will happen very soon, I forced my body to get sick. Really, like I usually, I don't know how I did it, but probably mentally I didn't want to do it so much that like usually one day before any competitions I got high temperature, I got some flu, etc, etc, and I didn't fake it. It was a real sickness or something like this. Yeah, it sounds a little bit crazy, but it happened in reality. I can say that now I feel this lack of competition in my profession, because when you start to make art not as a hobby but as your profession, as a way to earn money, of course it changes a lot, and of course there is a lot of competition, and I believe that I need to be probably more competitive, but somewhere on some level probably I resist. It is Saturday morning, and traditionally it is a time for a forest walk with Thor. So the great thing about Madeira is that the weather is very different here depending on the place where you are. So for example, you can enjoy sun at the ocean and it's going to be pretty warm. It's going to be plus 20 at winter, I guess. And In about 20-30 minutes of car ride, you can arrive to a pine forest. If you go higher, yeah, you can enjoy some sort of Nordic style weather. And yeah, you can notice that I wear a lot of clothes because yeah, it is really chilly here. It is about +5 here now. So yeah, it is such a great feeling of being able to experience different, I don't know, weather zones in one place. It's great. Finished working on this sketchbook spread, and I think it is a good time to wrap up this video. Thank you so much for watching it. It means a lot to me, and if you made it till the end, wow, I'm proud of you. I don't know, I'm not sure how long it is. I'm hoping it is no more than around 20 minutes. And yeah, I would be very, very happy to see your likes, to see your comments and your subscriptions if you're new here. And yeah, it is very important for me to get some feedback on this video because it is a kind of experimental format for me, and yeah, from this perspective, it would be very nice for me to know whether you like it or not. Maybe you can tell me what would you like to see more. Maybe you want me to tell you more nature. Maybe you want me to show you Madeira, I don't know, in more details. Maybe you want me to tell you something about Madeira. Maybe you would like to see more art-related footages. I don't know. I have no idea what you like. So it would be very nice if you can let me know. One more time, thank you so much for watching this video, and thank you, my lovely patrons, for supporting me. If you would like to support my creative journey, my Patreon is always open for you, and I would be happy to see you there. And yeah, see you in another video. Bye bye.